but we can't ignore the fact that Brexit will have an impact, an immediate impact on the implementation of the EU package of reforms that kick off next March. And I would expect that many on this audience have SFTR implementation projects running within your business. And one of the key questions within that will be, to what extent do I need to implement as an UK firm? As a matter of UK law, there will be no UK law that maps to SFTR next year in March. Fully expect that there will be something coming, but as a matter of law, there isn't. And while that sounds great, many of you work in organizations that are highly complex. You cross-support European businesses. So it's not to say you can put it in the back burner.
From a bird's eye perspective, this is obviously the biggest package of EU regulation that's coming in after Brexit, and something where there'll make likely be a divergence between the two regimes, which is, generally a quite interesting trend.
Taxonomy regulation has been published in June 2020, so this year, and the regulatory or the framework regulation, as it is also called, established a classification system or a taxonomy to provide businesses with a common language to identify whether a given economic activity should be considered environmentally sustainable. This in turn will allow the companies in scope, but also third parties, to determine how far an investment is environmentally sustainable, or let's call it green. At the top of the slide, you see which companies are in scope of a disclosure. On the right-hand side, so in the middle of this this slide, you see the content of each disclosure, and on the right-hand side to the content, you see the level which is targeted by this disclosure. So we have the company level and the product level, and this is one of the most important decisive factors if it is a company level disclosure or product level disclosures.
Yeah, so you have a fund that follows, let's say, a specific ESG benchmark, has it in its name, and obviously the marketing material will refer to it and say, well, this is great if you want to sort of take into account special sustainability criteria, then you could invest or can invest into this product. This is Article 8, and Article 8 as a consequence says, well, if you say that, if you market it, you need to also fulfill additional criteria on disclosure level, because the intention of the regulation is not to make it compulsory for investors or for distributors to have ESG products, but it's basically anti-greenwashing is the magic word here.
This is far more complex than rules. This is a real business shift and business change, and it can't be run in an this project can't be done by legal and compliance delivering a set of rules back to the business. The business need to be engaged very early in this and journey with it, because it's really going to be a big shift for you on the business side of things.